Gunn, I don't know. I hope this isn't me being over the top. I think the guy's a pathological liar. That's
we'll
my
give
opinion.
you that impression.
And I think there's plenty of evidence to back it up. And this latest is just another piece here. So if we bring this up, he actually responds to a new rumor coming out of Grace Randolph saying that basically they've opened casting for Superman Legacy and they're looking for people in their 20s and open to all ethnicity for Clark Lois and Jimmy Olsen.
Well, Jimmy's going to be
Olsen,
black. That's for sure.
Jimmy Olsen wants, like, he's already been black, so he's going to stay black. Now at Clark and Lois will be new. Wouldn't be surprised that they're going to do that as well.
The Kents.
They are.
Jacob called it. Yeah, the Kents are going to be swapped. That's going to be hard swap.
Yeah.
So let's scroll down here to Grace's tweet, and we'll just read that. Me? It's me? No, I love that image of him that I got that's from like the Gods and Monsters announcement.
Yeah.
But she says here, weird. You can scroll down. We'll just read the tweet. She says, weird, despite recent insistence that it's not casting, there's a casting breakdown going out to all talent agencies for Superman Legacy. Clark, Lois, and Jimmy, early 20s, open to all ethnicities. So Gunn he didn't respond to Randolph's tweets. He responds to some rando Spanish
some weirdo
Spanish language tweet here, who's basically
I can actually translate
what she says. That Twitter account is echoing what Randolph says, and then Gunn responds here. This person asks if it's true, and he says untrue, but he does say here, we haven't begun casting other than making lists, meaning they're making lists of the actors that they want, proving that any kind of like, oh, the best person got the job for it, even though it was a race swap, is completely fake, a lie, untrue. And anyone who pays any attention to any of this stuff knows that. I mean, if you're still believing it, you're a mark.
Unfortunately.
You're just deluding yourself. You're living in a reality that doesn't exist. He's literally saying here he's making a list of the actors he wants to play the characters in this film. But then he says here, which this is the key part here, and as soon as I saw this, I was like, got you again, James Gunn. Got you again. He says it's not limited to people in their 20s. Well, what you guys are probably wondering, how did you get him? How did you get him? Well, it's because James Gunn said he had an issue with Henry Cavill's age. He's 39 right now. And he tweeted this back in December. Among those on the slate is Superman. In the initial stages, our story will be focusing on an earlier part of Superman's life. So the character will not be played by Henry Cavill. So this was his first explanation as to why Henry was not coming back to play Superman. He was saying that, my Superman Legacy film is focusing on an earlier part of his life. Obviously, the implication there is that Henry, at the age of 39, is too old. So this is, and then he basically confirms it here in this next tweet a day later. He says to this person here, as I said yesterday, is very simple. He's a different age, referring to Henry, implying that clearly Henry is too old for the role. Well, he would spin another story to the Hollywood Reporter at the end of January, just a month later. And he would tell them, we didn't fire Henry. Henry was never cast. I've gone over this. That's a complete lie.
Yeah, that's a
complete
lie.
He was literally in Black Adam. He was cast. Sorry. For me, it's about who
you even let him announce it. Like, you let Henry go out and say, like, I'm back. Like, you don't. That has to be okayed. Be quiet.
Yep.
Yeah, and he said he'd been working on the Superman film for like 6 months too. Mm-hmm. So,
I mean, that's really what this whole thing is. It's like I said, they're trying to put all the heat on, The Rock for the decisions that James Gunn made about the future of the DCEU. So that's why they're working so hard to throw him under the bus so they can get the heat off of James for everything that he said regarding the Henry Cavill situation, because he's getting heat from it.
Yeah, and it's James Gunn who said that it was being reset in the Gods and Monsters announcement. He said DCEU is being reset in The Flash, basically telling everyone these movies don't matter. Who cares? They're not attached. Let them die. Like that's what he said. or it's not like that's not what he said, but that's the message that he sent. But so then he says, we didn't fire Henry. Henry was never cast. For me, it's about who do I want to cast as Superman and who do the filmmakers we have want to cast. And for me, for this story, it isn't Henry. No mention of his age now. So he's ditched that narrative because I think that narrative is a bunch of baloney. It doesn't make any sense. We all know Hollywood magic can de-age you with de-aging technology. We also know that the makeup artists are absolutely phenomenal. I mean, they're making as much as like that Fox movie that they made. They literally, I forget who it was, but they made her look like Megyn Kelly. Like, it wasn't Megyn Kelly. They made her look like Megyn Kelly.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They can do like really good stuff. I mean, the Vice movie, they made Christian Bale look like
Cheney, like exactly like him. Like, and look at all the stuff they do for Colin Farrell as Penguin lately.
Yeah, it doesn't even look like him. Yeah. So makeup and the silicone chins and everything like that. I mean, what's his name? Sandberg, Shazam director, was literally posting a video of a silicone hand that they use to pull splinters out of. He like pulled the splinter and it looks like a real hand. Like, that's how good that stuff is. It looks like someone's real hand. So didn't buy any of that age narrative. Didn't make any sense. And then he says here, I like Henry. I think he's a great guy. I think he's getting dicked around by a lot of people, including the former regime of this company. But this Superman is not Henry for a number of reasons. So he doesn't tell us what those reasons are, but he does say there's a number of reasons now. It's not just the reason of age, which is what he initially said. Now there is a number of reasons that we don't even know what they are. So he's now claiming that casting isn't limited to actors in their 20s. That would seemingly indicate he's either open to teenagers taking on the role, which I don't know. That seems a little iffy to me. That doesn't really. I don't think that makes any sense. I don't
get a teenage Superman if we're doing a Legion movie.
Yeah, or if you're doing John, maybe. But you'd have to. And you
don't want that anywhere near.
Yeah, and he's talking about though that this is an established Superman. And he's already been Superman. He's saying he's told us this isn't an origin story. So one expects it's 20s or 30s, right? That's like where you expect that. And so like, if he's not just doing 20s, that would mean that he's open to casting someone in his 30s or older, which Henry Cavill is in his 30s. He's 39. So was age really a reason why James Gunn didn't want to cast Henry Cavill? Seemingly, based on what he's saying now, no, it was not. So to me, it's another lie that he's just exposed himself. I mean, the axiom, the truth will always see the light of day, proven again here. And I think this just shows who James Gunn is. He's a liar, and I don't trust him. I don't trust anything that he's going to do. I don't even think he's made one good movie. And that's it. And somehow, like, he's gotten the keys to the DC kingdom, and it makes no sense. And I think that's I mean, if the Flash does terribly, I think you ditch Gunn and you really got to start over, and you just start over clean. I don't know. I mean,
it's a disaster over there, and it links back to what we were saying about the whole Rock Shazam thing. You kept pointing out, like, this doesn't make sense, that doesn't make sense, this contradicts this, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. It's all because, like you said, they're just flailing. They're going, oh, I think it's like a kid, right? Like, you catch a kid doing something they're not supposed to. Hey, what's going on here? Oh, my sister did this by accident, and, the window opened, and that's what, oh, man, who knows? But like, deep down, you're like, this is all crap. Like, you're straight with me.
Well, I tell you what, you guys just play off what you guys said here. Yeah, if the Flash movie, which seems to be the only property that they're protecting with like all life right now, is this Flash movie. Like, for everyone who they've thrown under the bus for the last 6 months, the fact that they're still going all in to hype people up for the Flash just goes to show you exactly where their head's at right now. But yeah, if that movie ends up bombing and they get no traction on that one, I don't see how you just move forward with the James Gunn plan, because look, Gunn hasn't announced anything that had anyone going, oh my God, I can't wait to see that in 3 or 4 years. It's like all the stuff that he announced was a month ago, got lukewarm reactions to begin with. And then the only thing that we got any kind of real excitement, quote unquote, for is that, hey guys, I'm writing and directing a Superman movie. It's like, oh great, this is going to work out great for you.
Right, you're set, cool.
Mm-hmm.
And we found out later that was already in pre-production 6 months before he even made the announcement, before he even said that it was the beginning of his DCU. Like all the stuff that he announced beforehand, which we predicted this. Creature Commandos, Waller. What was the other one? There was like one other, I feel like. At least those two were clearly Peacemaker and his Suicide Squad spinoffs that were already like in the works, and they were kind of like already going with that. It had nothing to do with this DCU that he was supposedly creating. It was like, no, these are your spinoffs for the stuff that you've already done. That was just has its like, I guess, niche audience that no one else was really kind of like getting into. Because if you do look at, someone was pointing this out. Sailor Mercury asked, didn't James Gunn's Suicide Squad movie flop in theaters? It did, but it had the day and date release with HBO Max. So a lot of people watch on HBO Max. So it's hard to tell like what the box office would have been if those people would have even gone to see it.
It's before Tom Cruise saved the cinemas with Top Gun. Nobody wanted to go to the movies.
And it was at I think 2021.
I think 21.
So it was like right at like the beginning when I feel like the theaters were really kind of picking up. It came out, 2021, and the first weekend was August 6th, 2021. So I'm trying to think what else. I think Shang-Chi. I'm already saying that how they say it now. Shang-Chi came out in September 21, and that film made 432.2 million, and Suicide Squad, and that's global. Suicide Squad only did 167 million, and it came out August, a month ahead of it. August, September.
3 weeks. Yeah.
So it literally came out a month before Shang-Chi and made like $300 million less. So yeah, it's mind-boggling that this guy was given the keys.
And here's the thing you got to keep it in mind too. Like as we said earlier, MCU is having their own issues right now. Like they're coming off of a big-time flop with Ant-Man 3, and then you got the next Guardians movie, which is James Gunn's swan song with the MCU. If that one flops, and then a couple months later the Flash flops, I mean, it's gonna be kind of hard to recover from that. I mean,
well, I think he gets the J.J. Abrams treatment, right? That Warner Brothers has given him. It's like you're just kind of sidelined, bro.
All the time.
We're not really making anything. So yeah, actually, we're selling your animated show to Amazon. At least that's good.